recently I did a video blog about, that it's your job to get the answers you need to improve your jiu-jitsu. And that statement, I obviously made that to encourage you as a student of jiu-jitsu to ask questions. I remember in the earliest days of my training that I trained under teachers who weren't very receptive to questions. And a student asking questions was unheard of because of the fear of being ridiculed or flat out insulted. Now that was 15 years ago, yet still, even today, there's instructors who really detest answering questions. They'll be flippant with an answer, they'll ridicule your inquiry, or just maybe flat out ignore you, all right? This type of attitude is truly oppressive to learning. And it's because of my own experience that today I approach student inquiries with an attitude of open-mindedness, respect, and honest words. I feel that as long as a question is asked at the right time and in the right context, a really great instructor should be willing to help you with your inquiry. Now, however, there's another side of the coin to consider here too, and that's being shown too much in regard to your question. And this is a fairly common practice by instructors who are eager to impress you with how much they know. Of course, training with someone who shows you too much is way better than training with someone who doesn't frankly give a crap about your question. So, but both ends of the spectrum can impede your progress. So I want to, let me give you an example on that before I go any further. Recently a white belt asked me, how do you sweep someone from the guard? Well, there's 100 ways in which I'm going to sweep someone from the guard. So I could have, played to my ego and shown the student every intricate, fancy, complex technique that I know, but instead what I realized that the student was asking, how can he sweep someone from his guard? So I provided the student with the information he needed to know, and not everything that I know. There's those of you right now who are watching this video who are suffering from this exact dilemma, whatever end of the spectrum you're at. You're training with an instructor who either gives you zero answers to your inquiry, or you're training with an instructor who avalanches you with just an overkill of information. If you're with the former, leave immediately. Get out of there. Find another, better academy, and never look back. If you're with the latter, however, stay. That's a good thing. You're in good hands. You just need to filter the information better so that you can optimize your training. If you train with an instructor that's always giving you an overload of information and overkill of techniques, or techniques so advanced that you can't really pull them off, you're not ready for them yet, here's a couple of tips that can help you rein them in. So when asking questions, frame the questions in the following fashion. What is the easiest technique from this position, said position, whatever it is? And what can I expect the opponent to try to do in order to counter what you're showing me? Those two questions will really help. When walking away from a question and answer session, it's best to walk away with a single high percentage technique that you can implement right away in your training, rather than 10 really cool variations that you might use 1% of the time. All right, so ask questions, be proactive in your training, but ask the right questions. See everybody on the mat.